Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. It is a rainy and cloudy Sunday afternoon, perfect for binge watching anything you want. My personal favorite, romance. Today we're gonna get into it to a review of To My Star, which is a movie / drama. It's supposed to be on Netflix, but I think only in certain regions. And before we get started, I just want to say that yes, very late upload again. We have a lot of testing recently. I don't really have a lot of time to do anything other than sleep and sports and and also Nia, my best friend and editor, has been having some technical difficulties with her computer, so everything definitely slows everything down, but it's okay. And a disclaimer that I feel the need to put is I do not condone any fetishization of the LGBTQ+ community, as well as any ethnic groups on this channel, and especially for videos like this or referring to this, because let me explain, because it might seem a little off topic, because this is in the realm of BL. If you don't know what BL is, BL stands for Boys Love, primarily within the East Asian community, you will see, so Thai, Pinoy, Taiwanese, Korean, Chinese, Japanese, basically like kind of like yaoi, basically gay. I don't understand why they have to make it a whole separate category. That is a little absurd to me. But anyway, and BL is primarily marketed to the female audience that fetishizes two men being together. And that is a big issue that needs to be addressed, and I will not condone that here on my channel. And you won't see that portrayed too often outside of Thai and some Pinoy BLs. And I understand it's like their main audience, but that's not okay to be fetishizing. It's totally fine if you're a girl or and you prefer watching that or whatever, but not when you fetishize it. And it's disgusting to fetishize something like that. That's rude. Anyway, to carry on, let's get started. So today I will be doing a movie / drama review, as I said before, on To My Star, which is a Korean BL. Now, I will be splitting this review into kind of 2 / almost 3 parts, trying to keep it more organized. I'm trying to figure out how I want to do this. So, number 1, synopsis / summary. Let me read you the direct synopsis from my drama list. Here we go. Actor Kang Seo Joon was once one of South Korea's biggest and most popular stars, but his career is now in decline. Despite his fall in popularity, he believes he has had a change of fortune when he meets and falls for a dashing young chef named Han Ji-woo. Despite having wildly different personalities, the two enter a relationship. However, their love comes under threat when the more conservative Han Ji-woo and the free-spirited Kang Seo Joon realize that their outlooks on life, love, and everything else appears irrevocably different. Now, I'm going to go into the summary a little bit more because that gives you a bit of an idea, but I want to go into specific areas. I actually took some notes this time because my camera died when I was shooting. I was like, maybe I'll do a little research. And sorry for the background noise, it's my brother, as always. So basically, Kang Seo Joon, who is the star, the idol, who is very popular, he had a scandal, which basically, he walked into a restaurant with another actor within the series. They're actors in the series, and there was a clip of that on a CCTV, and when they came out, the other actor, not Kang Seo Joon, came out with bruises on his face. So that brought a lot of fans within the series to believe, like, did a brawl happen? What happened? Why is only one beat up? Did the other one just sit over there and watch? That's not okay. Is he just a bystander? Did he cause some commotion and the other actor had to fight for him? So this caused a big scene and was a big deal within the industry there. And the other actor was sort of painted in like a heroic light, while Kang Seo Joon was demonetized. Which, I mean, when you hear me say it like that, it kind of makes sense, but we have to remember there was only 2 clips shown to the public. The clip of where it was literally milliseconds of them walking into the restaurant and of them walking out. There was no clip in between that time when they were actually in there of what happened. But there actually is, of course, because there's always evidence. And I'll get to that in a bit. And so through this, he had to like hide away. He couldn't really be seen. And of course, every actor, as many fans as you have, there are also many anti-fans. And we'll see along the way that there are scenes where it demonstrates that he has trauma from this. You know, like for example, after he meets the chef, they end up having to live in the same apartment because basically the actors, Kang Seo Joon's like manager owns the building the chef lives in, and he just happened to be looking for a roommate at the time. So he arranged for them to be roommates momentarily, since he was having so many antis and so many issues and reporters outside his house, and they were basically harassing him. So he went there very early in the morning, but before he went in, he met the chef beforehand in a restaurant when he needed to go to the bathroom, but he was a little cocky, and then he was like, oh yeah, I'll pay and I'll use the restroom like for food, like I'll get food. And then when he left, he didn't eat it at all, but he paid for it anyway. But the chef takes pride and joy in the food he makes, and he's just like, you know, I can't be accepting that. So he covered it up and put it away, and then brought it home after, which when they end up living together, he makes him eat, even though he's picky. And so the actor of Kang Seo Joon is Son Woo-hyun. Sorry if I'm butchering these names. But he is currently 31 years old, and he was in a K-pop idol group back in 2011 called X5, and which sadly disbanded in 2013, just 2 years after. But his acting career also started the same year he debuted as an idol, so he got it going. The crazy thing is, though, Han Ji-woo, which is the chef, his name in real life, Kang Min, is actually 22 years old. So they're 9 years apart, and they really don't look like they're that different in age, number one. And they have such amazing chemistry, and yeah, you know. Okay. Kang Seo Joon, the actor, he throughout the series he demonstrates very like kind attitude. He's very outgoing, as I said before, and he is also sort of flirtatious, as you'll see. While Han Ji-woo is sort of the stereotypical tsundere type that you would see in like animes and some K-dramas and other dramas, and he just exhibits a sort of hostile attitude. He's very irritated in the beginning with his presence, but you'll see the cute little clips of him smiling towards Kang Seo Joon's remarks, and it's adorable. And the definition from Wikipedia of tsundere, if you didn't know, is a character's developmental process that is initially polarized. Usually you'll see the most common one would be like sort of hostile, and then after a while they gradually get warmer, especially towards their significant other or people they become close to. And I think that's obviously really cute, you know. It's a very cliche type of dynamic, but I think they portrayed it very well, and it was done very well. and it didn't feel rushed at all, which I will say in comparison to another drama that came out recently, You Make Me Dance. I love that drama as well. However, I feel like that one was a little bit more rushed, like sequence-wise. Let's move on to the analyzations, all right, and just certain scenes that I found very impactful. I can't pull specific lines right now because the website that I watched the show on, like, I think it removed the videos, but it was very hard. So basically I ended up just watching like FMVs of this show to like refresh my memory. Thank you, Cool Ties. And another channel, hopefully I'll remember and link it. But love them, they're great. Their editing skills are amazing. And let's get to the analyzations and the scenes. So of course there's so many scenes that hit hard. Oh, they're amazing. But like in the beginning, there's that scene, as I mentioned, he has sort of like a trauma to loud noises, specifically Kang Seo Joon, the actor, because of anti-fans. In the beginning, you'll see in like episode 1 or 2, there's 9 episodes in total, by the way, where someone drops a pot off the building near their window, like where they eat, and he created a very loud sound while he was just eating. And at first you don't really realize what's happening. You're kind of just like, oh my god, you know, that sounds, ooh, you know, what the fuck, what's happening? And then you start seeing him sort of hyperventilate, and you're just like, whoa, you know, this moved quick. We were just in a happy meal, and then all of a sudden he's hyperventilating, and then shit's going down. And then I can't for the life of me remember their names at the top of my head. Han-ji-woo, he basically saw his reaction, but he was initially checking outside the window to see what the commotion was about. And he gave him water, he went outside, hunted that man down. He hunted him down. And turns out the man that threw the pot was someone who believed that Kang Seo Joon lived there, which wasn't publicized at the time, but might have been leaked. And obviously he was just like, no, you know, I'm gonna call police on you. That is destruction of private property. And everything was just, I mean, yeah. But our boy was okay. Our boy was okay. And basically he was just like, I can't go to sleep, you know. I was watching a movie after. And then there's the pimple scene, which the chef has a pimple on his neck, and then our actor guy was just trying to pop it, and he was like, please let me pop it, you know, I gotta pop it, I can't stand that shit. He's like, no, that's just, no, hell no. But you'll see that they both are sort of perfectionists in a way. Like, you'll see that Kang Seo Joon is, you'll think he's kind of sloppy in the beginning, because there was that first scene where he didn't really take a shower when he first came, and he took a nap, and then the chef was going like, I'm very sensitive to smells, yeah, you need to take care of that. And you're like, oh, is he a little sloppy or whatever? But then you realize that he has little things that are, you know, nitpicky to him. He's very kind, warm, although he irritates our chef guy a lot. Moving on, this whole entire drama takes place within like autumn, so all the scenery is gorgeous. The leaves change in color. There was a scene with vivid yellow leaves. I remember I was like, that coloration, gotta love it. Oof, felt good. And let's see. There was the scene that came later on where he basically asked the chef guy to teach him how to cook, because he didn't know how to cook and he was going to be home a lot. And he asked him to teach him how to make kimbap. And you know, he got all dressed up in the morning. He put on this cute ass sweater that me and my friend had been on a hunt for. We want that sweater so bad. It's so cute. This little cute purple and white sweater. Oh, I can get into it. But, and then, he was basically picking out his clothes for him while he was laying on the bed, and he was like laying on him. I thought that was super, super cute. And I think I'm gonna do more analyzation rather than specific scenes right now, because, you know, I don't wanna, I mean, it's a review, so this whole video is basically a spoil if you're gonna watch it. But I want to talk about more of the parallels between Where Your Eyes Linger and this show, To My Star, because they are actually correlated, if some of you didn't know. Where Your Eyes Linger has the same character, which was like the school bully kind of. His name was Kim Pil-hyun, if I'm pronouncing that right. And you'll see that he is also in To My Star, but he's now the manager, as the manager I mentioned before that owns the building and is, you know, the manager of our actor guy. And he's just like, woo, you know. And it's so fun to piece things together because it wasn't immediately announced that they would be, you know, it would be parallel, he would be in the same thing, and he has the same name, so he's still the same person. This is just later on in his life. And I remember certain scenes where he's just like, oh my god, you know, everybody's getting into a relationship but me, you know. And there's so much character development for him throughout that Where Your Eyes Linger to My Star. And another parallel is my favorite. I loved the ending so much of To My Star. The judo scene. The judo scene. I will die thinking of that scene, because judo was the main not concept necessarily, but it was like a very big concept in Where Your Eyes Linger. The two main characters, they would always play judo together, and they would, you know, fight, and it would be like a whole thing for them. But judo was never mentioned at all throughout this series until the very end, where he was just like, what? They were like about to have sex and whatever, but he was just like, what? You wanna play judo or something? And I was like, oh goddamn, that's too much. But as I was saying, speaking of which, you must be wondering, you know, where does judo come from all of a sudden? Because like, you don't just bring that up all like right before sex, you know. There is a theory, which is a fat theory, which is highly possible that Han Ji-woo is related to the bodyguard in Where Your Eyes Linger, because they have the same last name and they also have very similar personalities. They are both tsundere/hostile types, and although I think that the actor Kang Seo Joon could also possibly be related to the like guy in Where Your Eyes Linger, the other main character, I think it's more likely that they would be like, I don't know, like cousins or something, I don't know, if anything. But I feel like that would just be like too perfect. That's just too much in alignment, because they also have the same last name. But I think that's too much, you know. I think it'd be so cute if only one of them were related, but all, that's too much. And basically, the main conflict within this drama, it wasn't necessarily the fact that he had antis coming for him all the time. It was more so when the chef's co-chef at the restaurant he worked at needed money, so he had pictures of them together and he was gonna use them to blackmail the actor for money, because yeah, you know, he's a bitch. And then that caused the whole scene where he had to like abruptly move out. He was just like, I don't want to turn out like my brother. And I was like, bitch, what the fuck do you mean? What do you mean? But that also ties into the theory that his brother is the bodyguard. Yeah. I'm like, sir, you good? But like, obviously he liked him, but I'm like, that's harsh. That's not nice. Like, you don't say that to people. Oh, I honestly could go on about this all day, but I don't want to take too much time. And the scene, well, as I said before, the actor is very outgoing. He's also very outspoken. He's very straightforward too. So when came the time that he was like, I'm sure that I like him. He straight up was just like, I like you, you know? I like you. And one day they got a little drunk all together, you know? This was before our mans left the house. Chef left their shared apartment because of the blackmail. They were drunk, and he was just like, I'm gonna count to 10, and if you don't want me to kiss you, move away. He counted to 10, he didn't move away, but the chef pushed him off after, like in shock. He was like, I wasn't ready for that. But he was already like, you know, dozing off by the time the chef was trying to say something. He was like, hell no. He's like pushing him. I was like, no, get away from me. But then when he was about to hit the table, he was like, but I care too much for you to hit your little head on the table. Oh no. What we get from that, and the scene after where he lets him sleep even though he's sensitive to smells, and he's like, you know, all drunk and smelly and whatever in his bed, is that he fulfilled the role of a tsundere. Basically. He is now soft, moldable, warm to the heart, to the human being, to him, to our beautiful, beautiful actor boy. And that's lovely because we saw a lot of character development throughout the series, and it made me so sweet, you know. I don't even know what to say. There's so much I could say because I highly recommend it. I highly recommend this. And the ending scene is admirable. Admirable because the chemistry was so strong throughout, and you finally get it. You finally get the kiss, and you're just like, yes. You know, you're like, yes, they did it right. They did it well. They did not look like two fish. Like, icky, you know? And I loved it so much. So much.
Nice.
Yeah, I'm definitely gonna find a way to rewatch it because I can watch it a third time. I just don't understand where to find it right now because it's been like taken off a lot, and still not on Netflix even though it was supposed to come off. I think it's just not on in the regions, in our region. I think it's like on in like the Philippines. And the happy ending, bro. Happy ending. This whole entire series was so domestic. I don't really think I delve into the analyzations too much this time because I feel like a lot of it was feelings. It was feelings. You didn't have to analyze too much. There was just the whole theory of, you know, the correlating actors and Where Your Eyes Linger and To My Star, as well as the brother, like, you know, the bodyguard, possible brother, and Hanji-woo here. But overall, other than those little theories, which one was confirmed, it wasn't like, it was just very fresh. It's very cute. It's a very soft watch, makes you happy, makes you feel good. It's a feel-good show, you know, and makes my heart flutter, you know. I want that. Like, I'm very comfortable being single and everything, you know. I mean, I don't need to be dating, but it's just like, yeah, I want that. I want that.